Greetings and salutations. I hope everyone's having themselves a mighty fine day. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell down so the Ghost of the 13-month series doesn't get you and you can stay notified. The chapter was solid this week. It was good. I don't think it was bad. I didn't think it was objectively, impartially, and being as unbiased as I can be. I think it was good. I think it delivered. I think it did its job. I just don't think it's going to emotionally resonate with someone like me because I don't have any attachment to Amizu, Traumerei, or their relationship. So while he hit all the story beats in a way that's supposed to kind of pull on your heartstrings, I felt nothing. And most of you guys know that I think Traumerei's weird. I personally don't care for him, though if I'm being objective, impartial, and unbiased, I do think he's well written. I do think he posed as a great antagonist and a great villain for this arc, and he did his job. Did I think he would go out this way? No. Does it make sense? Yes. This is a person who has truly been pathetic their entire life. Kendrick said this to Drake. Do you think all the money and power and fame will make you go away? Once a lame, always a lame. There are a lot of goofies with a check. What does that mean? There's a lot of people who amass money, fame, status, power, but they're rotten on the inside. They're dealing with post-traumatic stress, traumas, things of that nature, and stuff they just absolutely didn't deal with in a healthy way, and thus they're bad people. Thus they're broken people. And Traumerei has been pathetic his entire life because of his loneliness. And in that moment, everything he's run away from suppressed, repressed, tried to discard, it all came flooding back to him in that one moment, and I think it overwhelmed him. And he decided to take his life. The one thing he really cared about seemed to be Amizu. You could make the argument in tandem with his feelings. He wanted to just join the one person he loved and maybe apologize in the afterlife or whatever the case may be. But that is the end of Lopabia Traumerei, a powerful, godlike being who was truly pathetic and rotten on the inside. Now, I know that's going to bother a lot of people, but I'm not necessarily saying that to be like, what a loser. I'm just being quite literal. If certain characters that I like lived certain types of lives and they passed away in the narrative, I'd be like, yo, I found the fact that they were a loser or struggling with this thing or whatever traumas on their mind, and that to me makes them a more compelling, multifaceted character. I'm actually giving the writing credit here. I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad thing, but call a spade a spade. That man was a loser. Weird. Made his daughter sleep with Serpent Master. Like, let's not look away from that. And that's not to absolve Gustang. I'll get to him at some point. He still disappointed me personally. And I want to see what he's going to do next. Like, will we get a better power combat showcase from him? Did he not reveal everything he could do? Because it seems like he's going to keep going down his list and his vendetta. Is V next? Who's next on the list? It seems he wants to get all the family heads out of there, so we have to see how that plays out, which is why part of me was saying what happens next and how this arc wraps up will have a profound effect on how I feel about this chapter specifically. So jury's out for the most part, but for the time being, it's like a 7 for me. Switching to Rachel would be cool. Jai Wagnan, I'm not against it. Excuse me, pardon me. Going back to the Snow Tree of Arlene would be cool. I do think Traumerei's death does waste a little bit of a cool opportunity. This is not a criticism, just a thought, an idea that I had maybe. That Traumerei losing his immortality and his family and not having that protection, he would actually align himself with the Zahard Empire and be in the army itself and become like the right hand of Zahard, and maybe Zahard would like run him into the ground, like set him with open arms. I'm not sure. You also have to wonder, did Zahard see this coming? Is this part of Zahard's plan? If he can see fate, destiny into the future this far, there's a lot of things you really got to consider with what's going on. And obviously what's happening with V and Loose. Like, I would like to really get into the inner workings of FUG and how that organization operates. That would be really cool to see. I think that's something we need to know, even if it's just complete chaos and disorder. Did V create it? Did Loose Light create it? Did they both create it? Like, I want to get into the history and the minutiae of FUG, so that would be cool. And I got to give my guy Mazzino, my favorite irregular, you failed everything. You didn't stop the captain. You didn't stop the red light district. You couldn't stop Bam or V from getting away with Bam's body. And a family had still died. So you completely failed despite showing up here and being the strongest person. And I think that's profound in its own way. So I don't have too much to say for the time being. I kind of wanted to see how things shape out and how it plays out, in the future and in the upcoming chapters. But I will do an arc review for this. When this chapter comes around February 9th next year in 2025, I'm going to do another big discussion with all the other Tower God content creators, so stay tuned for that. That's something I really want to do. I think that's a really good stopping point to talk about many things that's happened. And I want to know how you guys feel about this fight, how it played out, the administrator, sorry. The administration part was interesting. And by the way, my throat's killing me. I think I'm fighting a cold, or I'm getting one. My body's fighting it, so sorry if I sound weird. Because my uvula is like inflamed. But the administrator in the translation is bad, by the way. Both of them are bad. I wasn't sure if that was the literal admin that gave them their immortality, or because both family heads agreed to the game, the admin of that floor was able to revoke it should the conditions be fulfilled. That's kind of the thought process I'm going with. Let me know what you guys think, how you feel about how everything played out, how it ended. If you're a Traumerei fan. Oh, we smoking on that Traumerei pack. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that to you. I got my ish off in my stream already. I'll let you guys rock for the time being. Are you disappointed? Did you think he would do more? Do you think we'll still see him a lot in more flashbacks that may flesh him out or add another dimension or layer to his character? Because he's pretty multifaceted, all things considered. But that is the end of Lopobia Traumerei. The Lopobia family has been subjugated by Pobedal Gustang. So I don't know if he's going to kill them, take them to his own family. Do some of them become free agents and they can do whatever they want, be free, join whatever other family organization? We'll see how this all plays out in the end. But yeah, this is the conclusion of the great match, the chess match, Pobedal Gustang versus Lopobia Traumerei, and I hope everybody had a good time for the most part with it, and we'll see what we have next in the future. Stay blessed. November Patreon, I appreciate you guys as always the support. I need it, I really do. We gotta get more people. But shout out to the CBLs, the certified BAM lovers. That's the first tier. I appreciate you guys. But also a huge shout out to the Priest of Fire. They might be the real CBL. That's Brillith Gang, the best character in Kubera. But the biggest shout out to the 5th Zen Gods. Shout out to my tier 3s. Shout out to Johnny Rogers, Ketan, Lucky Roo, Muzaka, Revenant, Scobe, Simi, Wolf, Zyler Scotty, Big Abdel, Agrona Vitera, Childish Nujabis, Cisco, Gray, and Huey. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. It's winter. It's getting cold. I'm going to need to warm myself up with some money.